What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me give everybody a few minutes here to make sure everything's working. All right, we're going to get started here in just a second, guys. We'll let some people hop on here. What's going on? We got a couple people watching. Good to have you. Come on on. Come on on. We're going to get going here in just a moment. Hello, hello, hello. All right. What's up, guys? How are you doing? We'll give everybody a minute or two to hop on here. We're getting started a minute or two early. Hope you guys are doing good. While you're here, make sure that you click that little subscribe button right on the video here. That way when I go live with these trainings, I'm going to be doing a lot of these right here on Facebook. You can go ahead and get notified, and it'll let you know that we're going live. What's up, guys? Got people hopping on here. Again, make sure you subscribe. There's a subscribe button right on here. What's going on? Mr. Tom Leach is on the line here. Good to have you. Again, hit subscribe, and that'll make sure that you get notified when I do these videos. All right? So, awesome. Well, we're going to get started here, and as people hop on, we'll just keep going. So what I wanted to talk to you about, do a little talking about is lead generation. Obviously, that's one of my deals. First off, I want to make sure, if you guys that are on here, can you hear me okay? Everything coming through okay? You guys can hear me? You can hear me okay? All good? If you can hear me, just make a quick comment so I can see that for sure. I just want to make sure everybody's quiet. All right, cool. You got me. Good. All right, so I'm going to talk about lead generation. For you guys that are coming on, make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button right up here somewhere. And yeah, I appreciate it, man. I just getting back into it today. I've been out all weekend. I had the nasty flu. You can probably hear a little bit in my voice still. So if you hear me coughing and sniffling a little bit, you'll know why. So trying to get rocking and rolling here. All right, so let's get into the content. That's why you guys are here. So I wanted to talk about lead generation. That's one of my things I love doing. When I first got into this industry, one of the things that what's up, Mary Ellen? Good to see you. Kayla Joe is here as well. What's up, Stephen? Good to have you. But one of the things that I did when I first got into the industry is I really wanted to master lead generation, because I knew that if I could control the inflow of people coming into my business, or at least viewing my business, then I would at least have some type of a fighting chance to go out there and make sales and recruit people into whatever it is that I was promoting. And hey, Robin Mack's on here. I know that guy. But I knew that if I could control that inflow, then I could potentially build my business much bigger. I could build it faster. I could get more people interested in what I was doing. So that became a very big focus. And one of the things that I learned through a lot of trial and error was that there were really three major factors that would come into play when generating leads that really people need to understand. And a lot of now when I'm doing trainings and I'm helping people and my coaching clients, a lot of things that I see that they are struggling with are three major areas, and I'm going to share those with you here. I'm going to use the whiteboard behind me, so hopefully we can see that okay. Let me just position this a little bit better. Whoops. So that hopefully that shows up a little bit. And help you to really get these down, because really these are very crucial to understand. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started here and talk to you about these three major keys. So let's just write 3 keys to lead generation. Okay, and these are three. These are so fundamental, but they're so crucial. Okay, now don't mind my writing. My writing sucks. Okay, so just bear with me here. All right, so the first one that I want to talk about is you have got to understand the pains of your market. You got to understand the pains, okay? I don't know if you can see that or not. It says pains. But you've got to understand the pains. What are the pains? Let's go ahead and let's just put a few out there, okay? Let's say in my market, I do a lot of training for marketers. I help people build their business. I help people with lead gen and things like that. So in my market, let me just talk about my market, and then maybe we'll apply it to a couple others, okay? So in the pains in my market, what is the number one thing that people usually are looking for? Well, they're looking for leads. They're looking for cash flow. They're looking for how to prospect. Okay, these are pains, but really the real big pain that people have in our industry, home-based business, people really struggle with finding people to talk to. And that is, without question, one of the biggest Achilles heels of home business owners. I don't have people to talk to. I talk to people every single day on the phone, and that is the biggest thing people struggle with. How do I get more people to talk to? I want more people to join my business. It's a pain point, you see? And if you understand the pain point, then you can speak directly to that pain point. And so it's very crucial that you really think this through and really get very clear on what the pains are of your market. Now, let's talk about maybe another market, like a health and wellness or even a travel company. Let's talk about a travel. Let's say that you're promoting something that has something to do with travel. It can be anything, skincare, it can be, you name it, that's what it can be about. But in terms of a travel, what is it? Why would people want to travel? Less stress. They're stressed out at work. They need to get away. They're working too hard. They're depressed. You know, they're finding all these things, and they need relief from it. So you have to figure out what is the pain that product will speak to. Because the biggest thing that's going to help you is that what will happen, and just so you guys know, what I'm going to do is after this training, I'm going to open up, you guys can ask me any questions you want, okay? And I'll answer them. So you have to find the pain and then speak to that pain. In essence, what you're doing is, let's say that this little cap here, okay, and this goes to a little thing I have here. It's a little spray bottle. This cap is a pain. Let's talk. It's a pain in my shoulder, okay? Let this represent a pain in my shoulder right here. And this thing right here, it really hurts. And let's say that this marker is the antidote. This is the thing that's going to remove this pain and get it out of there. So here's what you're doing. This pain in my shoulder really hurts. So you're going to speak to that pain. Are you having pain in your shoulder? Do you find that every time you move your arms up and down, you've got this pain right there in the joint? You see what's happening? I'm speaking directly to the pain. And by speaking directly to the pain, you're identifying the exact thing that prospect is experiencing. So what's going to happen is you're going to have people that are shaking their head. Wow, I do have a pain right there. Have you ever noticed when you watch commercials? Commercials are very, they speak directly to a niche. You know, sitting here this past weekend, I was sick, okay? And like I said, you could probably still hear it in my voice. So I'm watching TV more than I usually watch. More than I usually watch TV because I'm literally in bed. I can't do much anything. I'm just sitting there like a zombie. So I'm watching TV, which I don't really do a lot of. And as I'm watching, there's commercials coming on for NyQuil, okay? And I'm like, yes, NyQuil. I need NyQuil. I love NyQuil. I need NyQuil. Somebody get me NyQuil. You know why? Because they're speaking directly to me. They're like, coughing, sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever, so you can rest. I remember that, right? And I'm like, oh man, because they're speaking right to me. You see how they're finding my pain, they're identifying that pain, and they're speaking to it. This is something you've got to be very clear on when it comes to lead generation. You got to be clear on those pains. What's up, Victor? Good to have you on here, man. You need some NyQuil, brother? All right. So, but yeah, you got to learn to speak to those pains and be very clear on them. So know your market very well, know their pains, and speak to it, all right? So, number 2, let's talk about the next one. This is very important. So remember, number 1 is pains. Number 2 is positioning. All right? What is positioning? Positioning is, how do you want to position your offer in front of somebody? Let me give you an example. I do a lot of webinars, okay? When I am thinking about potentially selling a product on a webinar, I have to ask myself, what is the pain and how do I want to position it? So for instance, let me give you an example. I'm going to take a drink of water here. If I'm going to sell something, let's say a blogging product, I have a blogging course that I put together about a year ago, really good course. Let's say I want to sell that course and I want to do a webinar for it. Well, I know it's a blogging course, but how do I want to position it in front of them to attract people to learn about how important having a blog is in their business if they want to build their business online? So how am I going to position that? Well, what if I did something called the 5 steps to building authority on the internet? And then I use those 5 steps to lead people down a path to a blog. You see what I mean? So it can be with anything. It could be a social media recruiting course. How do I want to position that? Well, maybe I'm going to talk about the top 7 things that all people who want to build online need to know about social media or something like that. So what you do is you position it in a way it's called like value stacking in a way. This is another form of value stacking, is you're using points to build up to. All right, you're using points to build up to the crescendo, which is the obvious thing, which is what you want to sell. So in the case of lead generation, how do you want to position it? So if we know the pains of the person, and I'm going on a little bit here trying to give you a little bit of background so you can understand this a little bit better, but if you're doing it in terms of lead generation, how do you want to position it? Well, let's say that our pains, remember we have a pain in the shoulder, or let's go back to the lead generation or the market that we serve, home business owners. So if I want to position my offer, I would say something like, discover how you can generate 5 leads per day for free in the next 24 hours. Okay? How you can discover how you can generate upwards of 10 leads per day for free, even if you're brand new, all within 30 days or less. You see, that's about positioning. You're positioning it in a way, number 1, positioning includes a couple things that I think are very important that you want to make sure as you position something. Number 1, you want to a lot of times include a how-to type of headline. Okay, a how-to headline. How to generate leads. How to recruit on social media. How to generate leads through Facebook ads. How to use Bing PPC to generate upwards of. How-to headlines are very, very important, and they work very, very well. Now, I don't know if you knew this or not, but if you ever go and you did a little research, you'd find that on Google, one of the most heavily searched terms is how-to. Think about this. People go to Google. How often do you go to Google and type in how to bake a cake? How to, how to make amazing oatmeal? How to clean my car quickly? How to this? How to that? That is one of the most heavily searched terms anywhere online. It's like the number one on YouTube. It's pretty much number one all over the place. So that ought to tell you that that's the majority of what people are thinking. So how-to headlines are very, 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 very effective. Discover how to. All right, so keep that in mind. How to. The other thing is you want to simplify the message. Excuse me, guys. Simplify that message in the sense of speak to the least common denominator in your market. Okay, I'm telling you, one of the best things that will help you in terms of your marketing is to speak to the newbie. Okay, too many people out there, and I'll just tell you this right now, they lose people because they get way too technical. They just do. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Your ability to speak to people very simply is what's going to make you a great marketer. See, nobody signs up for internet marketing because they want it to be difficult. Okay? I'm just going to tell you that. I'm a techie guy. I get techie stuff. But I'm going to tell you right now, about 95% of my audience has a difficult time with techie stuff. So if I want to be successful, I've got to learn to simplify my message. As much as I'm good with techie stuff, I also don't like techie stuff. Why? Because it can bog you down. I want simplicity myself. So I need to keep that in mind when I'm sharing my message. So when you're positioning your offer, and we're going to get into that here in just a second. We'll talk about the offer. All right. When you're positioning that offer, make sure that you keep that message simple. So how to generate 4 leads, even if you're tech challenged. You see what I mean? That's how you position it. So you're speaking to the pain. You're also identifying, in your positioning, you're identifying some of the potential hang-ups that people might have. Oh, well, I can't do that online stuff because it's too techy. But if you address it, then you've taken away that excuse in their head. So positioning is very important to keep that in mind, okay? And I could go on and on talking about this. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of an understanding about it, though, okay? So positioning, pains, speak to the pains. Position it, how to simplify it, how to keep it simple, even if you're tech challenged. And number 3, of course, it always is going to come down to your offer. What is it that you are offering? And of course, they all tie together very well. I'm just trying to break it down a little bit for you. But the offer itself has to be something, okay? It's got to address the pain points. You know, one of the things that I've noticed about the offer, and I used to do this when I first got started, I used to think that the more I gave in my offer, the better. And I actually didn't realize that I was hurting myself. And I was giving away way, way, way too much in my lead magnet. And a lead magnet is just another way of saying something that you're giving away for free in order for people to enter in their information. And it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if, there's some very awesome techniques out there that people teach. A lead magnet is really simply what benefit are they going to get by subscribing to your newsletter? And that can just say, hey, you know what? I provide tips to home business owners. If that's a benefit to you, hop on my list. They may find that valuable. If that's what they find valuable and you're speaking to someone directly and they want to get on your list because of it, awesome. That's still a lead magnet. You're offering them something in exchange for their email. So they're going to expect in return that you're going to give them home business tips. So that's the difference, okay? Or that's the offer. So the offer really is strictly something, in essence, that's going to speak to the pains. I promote a system called My Lead System Pro. There's a lot of really awesome lead magnets in there that you can use, especially if you're brand new. They help you. They will certainly make a difference. But offers are very key. They speak to the pains, and they're positioned properly. And if you really study these and break these down and learn them more, I'm telling you, you'll find that you're going to be getting a lot more leads. you're going to be building a list faster, and you're going to understand your prospects much, much better. Okay? So, is that good for you? Did you guys get some value from that? I know we've had people hopping on and off here, but listen, real quick, make sure that you subscribe here and hit the button. There's a little button up here. Make sure you subscribe to it so that in the future, I'm going to be doing more and more of these, that you can get notified when I do these. And that way you can tap into it live and check it out. But I'm going to open it up real quick for any questions if you guys have, and let me know. And I can answer a couple questions here. But guys, really focus on these things. Focus on these. The offer, again, has to address the pains. But I want to remind you of one more thing, so don't hop off here. The offer, it only should address one pain. Okay, let me take off pains. Okay, keep it simple. Remember that? Simplify the message. Don't say I'm going to solve all your life issues in my free ebook. Okay, you want to speak to one specific pain that is huge that you can solve with your offer. If you do that, you're going to find that your lead generation is going to it's going to go up. I'll tell you, it'll help you in a big way. So anyway, any questions? If you guys have any, go ahead. If not, we'll wrap it up. And hope you guys got some value from this. I will definitely be sharing some more stuff soon. I've got a lot of cool things that I want to do with you. Appreciate you guys. This is always fun hanging out, giving value. And if you guys get some value, certainly share this around. And feel free to comment. I'm going to go here, and I'll check out the post if you guys have any questions. And I will go ahead and answer those questions for you right here on the video. All right? Appreciate you guys. Love you. You guys are amazing. And we'll see you soon. All right. See you guys. Later.